Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
I'm beleaguered by my experiences at Gen Con. I saw the elephant. But I'm back now, and it was fine.
The world-famous elephant of Indianapolis.
Yes. Thank you for listening to Bastard Quest. Today we're going to be playing a game called Goblin Quest.
Hello.
It's by Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. Some gentlemen in the UK.
Yes.
Whom I believe we've heard from before.
Yeah. We played Eat the Reich.
Yeah, we had a damn good time playing that game.
Hell yeah.
So excited to play another game from them.
This one is quite different from Eat the Reich, in which you play vampires trying to drink all of Hitler's blood. In this one, you play goblins with an average life expectancy of about 7.5 hours. And you try to complete a Goblin Quest.
Okay.
And you probably don't.
And this game was suggested by one of our Patreon listeners on our Discord. So thank you, Rob, for suggesting this game. And I don't think we said on the last episode when we played iToaster, that was also a suggestion from the Discord from the Burton. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, iToaster was fun. Goblin Quest is going to be a hoot and holler.
Okay.
And yes, if you are one of our patrons on the Discord, please feel free to recommend any game you want.
God damn it.
Except bad ones.
Yeah.
So your goblins live in the war camp with orcs and bugbears and evil wizards. You come out of the goblin mud pits. Sometimes you get rounded up to go fight the good guys who kill you pretty easily because you're goblins.
Mud pits. So this is kind of like in Lord of the Rings, like Sauron's bringing...
Pulling the Uruk-hai out.
Yeah. Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah, except it's very unmanned. The wizards wish they could turn it off, but they don't know how.
Okay.
So the goblins just keep spawning.
Got it.
So it's Florida.
It's like the villages in Florida.
Right.
It's like that, but with more attractive people.
People just keep getting old. Stop it.
Yeah.
You vote wrong.
And Goblin Quest is about you playing a clutch of those goblins going off to complete a quest. And by each of you playing a clutch, I mean literally each player has 5 goblins ready to go because the goblins die a lot.
Okay.
But they can't die if we don't do nothing. So, Kyle, how do we make rolls?
Well, you roll a d6, Austin.
Oh.
And if you roll poorly, you die.
Well.
If you don't, things are generally okay. So here are 5 fun facts about goblins. Goblins live on average for about a week. It's said that Mogwak, the ancient goblin king, lived for 11 days, but that's just a myth. Goblins don't die of old age. They just attract enough unwanted misery that events transpire to kill them within a week. It's unclear whether this is a quirk of their magical construction or just fatal incompetence on their part. Goblins are delicious. This is a problem for most goblins throughout their short lives. Goblins are magically imprinted with knowledge and skills whilst they're forming in the ground. However, there isn't a lot of space in a goblin brain, and the imprinting spells are all out of date, and those unpaid part-time interns keep messing with the inputs. Goblins can eat almost anything. This is useful because no one feeds them. They have to take what they can get, but also this is redundant because they gain no nourishment from food. They come with all the energy they need built in. As such, most goblins can only eat out of joy, spite, or as and when it's required as part of a convoluted disguise. And finally, the last goblin fact, goblins are light and remarkably aerodynamic, making them a useful throwing weapon for orcs. A skilled orc can fell an opponent at 100 paces with a well-aimed goblin. Most prefer throwing axes because throwing axes can be reused. And that's all you need to know about the goblins in this game.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about your goblins. Austin, tell me about your clutch.
Well, our clutch is called The Unnamed. It's a bunch of goblins that travel far and wide trying to get a nickname to stick. People just refuse.
Well, hope they pick a good one.
They have an expertise of exploration.
Okay.
They'd love to be celebrities because of that. Celebrity is their dream.
I see.
Because whatever name they land on, they'd like it to be known far and wide
That makes sense.
instead of just being thrown that way.
Okay.
Their quirk is that they are unusually pale, and their heirloom is the hobo shovel of shiny stuff. It's one they just found.
What's the farthest they've made it out of the war camp?
About 27 yards.
Deep exploration.
Columbus of the goblins.
That was their first nickname.
Sir, if you throw me one more time, It'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been.
Yeah, but they did not genocide it.
No.
Anyone.
No, they... Relatively, the goblin impact on their denizen neighbors was far less than Columbus's. Todd, what do you got?
My goblins are the drywall clutch.
Sure.
They're builders.
Okay, that makes sense.
Their expertise is taking frequent breaks.
Union.
I see.
Their quirk is they're all narcoleptic.
Oh,
That's why.
It's pretty useful, actually.
Their heirloom is the C-clamp of ruination.
Ooh. Corey?
yeah. So character creation in this is very simple. These 5 things that Todd and Austin have just listed are pretty much all you have to do.
Yeah.
My clutch is called squirrel bait. The expertise I chose, squirrel bait deploys the opossum technique. I mean, I think that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Sure.
The goblin dream of clutch squirrel bait is beast friend.
Gotcha.
So to make some hairy friends.
Yeah.
You know.
Have they ever met a squirrel?
They thought they had met a squirrel, but it was a bug.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Yeah. The heirloom of clutch squirrel bait is the glory bucket. It's a bucket that
Yeah.
one of the elven hobos takes a crap in every once in a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
How is there a second game where Corey's character is carrying around a container of shit?
There's no shit. They cleaned it out. God damn it.
Well, then it's just a bucket.
Yeah. And their quirk is they all have big naturals. They have big natural breasts.
All right.
Gender, not an issue.
Whatever.
They have big naturals.
Okay. All right.
and we have each created 5 goblins from our clutches. They each have a different name, and they each have a different defining feature, which will come into play once we start our quest.
And basically, once one of our goblins dies, we move on to another goblin. That's why you create 5 of them. But literally, creating the goblins was name, feature.
Yeah, because they're going to die.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So, one core part of the game of Goblin Quest is figuring out what quest your goblins are on. We have done so, sirs.
Yeah, so we've talked it over and kind of based our quest on each of our expertise a little bit.
So the quest is to build a goblin old folks home out in the woods.
Old goblins who live past 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decrepit. And this will require exploring the wilderness to find an appropriate location,
Check.
negotiating with the local wildlife, mostly squirrels, and then, of course, building the old folks home up to code.
Okay.
Hey, just hold. Hey, the drywall clutch is bonded and insured.
I know. If I could just get them to call me back.
And the other thing I've done is I've already gone ahead and rolled on the misfortunes that will occur during this endeavor.
Okay.
That is a standard part of the game. Nothing is going to go smoothly.
Okay.
All right.
That's not the kind of game this is.
So basically, the gameplay, we'll play one goblin from our respective clutch at a time.
Yes.
And when that goblin dies, which is inevitable.
You get another one.
Okay. It's essentially like dating in Ohio.
Right.
Right. When
Yeah.
you die, she's going to move on to your brother.
That's right.
Yeah. So your goblin clutches are relaxing in Slime Lake, which is not too far from the goblin mud pits, but far enough away from the bugbear's dog kennels that you're not in immediate danger. Though when the bugbear dogs do break out of the kennels, goblin casualties tend to climb. And all your goblins are relaxing and cavorting, splashing in the slime pits, and you're discussing your great quest. How do you begin?
Well, guys, I think it's up to us to go exploring around in the forest and tromping around, see what we can find out there. That was the first goblin in the unnamed clutch, who goes by the name of Yeet. His feature is described as, I wrote down muscular except for the legs.
Okay.
So he can throw a bunch of stuff, but he kind of almost has to walk around on his arms because his legs just don't reach the ground.
Oh, so he's Sebulba. Nerd.
Yeah, by the grace of Gale, we shall succeed in our mission.
And that is my goblin, Steven.
Sure. Who is Gale?
Well, he's religious. That's his defining feature, and he worships the goddess Gale.
Crystal Gale?
The goblin queen of big naturals.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. I was just taking a nap and I was dreaming about a place where us goblins could grow old. Like 12 hours old.
12 hours, that's a sin.
By the way, that was my first goblin. His name is Robert, and he likes to hit.
You don't hit.
All right, so who's going to lead the way out there?
Oh, real quick, we need to decide how we're going to do re-rolls. So, I'm going to give you guys two options. You can do the lucky ear method, which each goblin has one ear that is specifically lucky. That's where all their luck coagulates.
Okay.
So each and every goblin can once use their lucky ear and re-roll a roll they've just made.
By use, do they sever this ear? Is that what happens?
I'm not going to get into the details, but they only
okay.
do it once,
Okay.
and I'll leave it to your imagination.
Okay.
Okay.
Or you can do the thumbs up. This is similar to lucky ear, but you can only use it on other goblins, and you have two thumbs.
Up where?
Well,
All right.
goblins don't have butts.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Probably not. They don't eat.
That's probably why they die.
Yeah, it's not great. Some might consider it a design flaw. So, do you guys want to do the lucky ear or the thumbs up?
I like the ear.
Yeah, let's go ear.
Lucky ear.
Yeah, they all have butthole belly.
Yeah. I told myself I wasn't going to put myself through this again.
Well, Lucky Ear is my favorite album by the Kinks.
Speaking of luck, with a roaring sound from the Black Tower where the wizards dwell, on the other side of the war camp, a great blast of eldritch energy comes streaking from the top of the wizard's tower. This happens sometimes. Spells misfire, mistakes are made, wizards fight each other. Usually blasts are not directed at the war camp, but this time they scour through the middle of the goblin mud pits and streak across, hacking into Slime Lake where you're all resting.
Okay, so we need to move on to our next goblin.
You can attempt to evade if you wish.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sure.
So we're just trying to roll high?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to roll a d6. If your quirk, dream, expertise, ancestral heirloom, or defining feature would help, you can petition for additional dice.
Well, Steven is going to meet this threat face on because he's got the power of Gale behind him.
Okay.
So he's going to stand up and do the traditional stance of his order, which is he turns his back to the threat and tucks his head between his legs and looks at it face on that-a-way.
Sure, as has been done since time immemorial.
Gale.
Last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Does that give me an extra die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeet is going to seize his hobo shovel
Oh.
and start sweeping it out in front of him with one arm as he hops along on the other arm and sweeps goblins aside, smacking some of them onto their backs as he clears a path for himself to get out of the way.
He's not trying to save himself. Very noble.
Robert is going to doze off.
Yeah.
Just in case he dies, he doesn't want to be awake for it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a solid policy. All right, everybody, roll.
Does
Roll your dice.
does that give me an extra die?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I should also add that extra dice are not at all helpful here. If you roll a 1, you still die. But I appreciate you all using them.
All right, I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Got a 2 and a 6.
I rolled a 5 and a 2.
So 2 is an injury. 5 is victory, but you still have the 2, Todd.
Yes.
So most of Robert's flesh is boiled off, but he is still technically alive.
Okay. He's just going to be screaming a lot.
Yeah. Corey, you got a 2 and a 6.
Yep.
6 is astonishing victory. 2 is injury.
The Lord.
Steven's butthole's blasted out his forehead.
Oh.
Because a goblin doesn't have a lot of brain space in their head, he survives.
Oh, okay.
Every one of my nerve endings feels like it is on fire.
I'm smarter.
If Steven leans the wrong way, the wind whistles through him. Austin?
3 and a 4?
So 3 and a 4 is something bad and something good, so we're going to say that all cancels out.
Ah.
But I think we all learned a lot. And that this is not a fair game.
Yeah, I've never learned nothing.
So one thing that this Eldritch Blast did do after it scoured the lake was shattered a section of the great walls that surround the war camp. And so, for the moment, before the orcs notice and rebuild, there is a path, a clear path, out of the war camp and into the safety of the trees beyond.
Let's get out of here, guys. Oh my God, I wish I was sleeping right now. This is the most intense pain I've ever felt in my life.
I've never seen a tree before.
It's all my Gale. My tits hurt.
Every now and then, just to remind us that's the... Yeah.
Shrieking and laughing like the stupidest of children, the goblins, your clutches, and several others stream out of the camp and into the forest before an orc can lumber over and just start kicking goblins away from the gap. No, get back! Lunch is in 10 minutes! Get back!
Now we got to scout ahead.
You sense that the orc does not mean lunch for the goblins, but your clutches safely make it into the forest. You're surrounded by tall, towering dark trees. Strange animals hoot amidst their shadows. The underbrush is strange and green and not poisonous.
I know that call of an animal anywhere. That's a duckfish.
Who needs lunch when we're out here in the woods like this? Look over here at this bush with some berries on it.
My existence is pain.
So we're in stage 1, exploration.
Okay.
You need to find a suitable area to build your goblin old folks home.
All right, so I assume we need to look somewhere that's got lots of different trees for us to build stuff up in the branches of.
I'll take care of this. I'll get on my glory bucket. Yeah.
And I'll explore ahead.
I can see for miles on this thing. It's like 70 feet tall.
Robert is literally punching himself in the head, trying to knock himself out so the pain will stop.
Somewhere in the distance, a wolf howls.
Hey guys, that's a cat. I think we can scout ahead and find some friendly help to assist us in building this old folks' home.
You know nothing of beasts. That was a pear.
Well, I love pears.
Okay, Austin, is your yeet going to scout ahead?
Of course.
All right.
He's using his shovel again to sweep brush out of the way as he goes.
And Steven's standing on his glory bucket to have the high ground.
Ah,
All right, so I'm rolling 2 dice.
roll your d6s.
Another 3 and a 4.
So something bad and something good. Yeet leads the goblin clutches through the forest. They scuttle around trees like the strangest bugs. And
Stay close. I have no memory of this place.
And scamper through moonlit glades.
I'm still back here in my pocket.
And in the distance amidst the trees, they see a dilapidated castle, clearly ruined by the fortunes of war, but still generally intact, at least by goblin standards.
This looks like good bones.
But the howl of a wolf indicates that the pack of cats, as Yeet calls them, is closer.
Quiet. Roosters are near.
It's their call of welcome.
Meow.
So the castle will have to be thoroughly explored before any negotiation with the local fauna can take place.
Well, I'm gonna pray.
I'm gonna run towards whatever that animal was because I just want the pain to stop.
And I'm going to go find a flag to plant here on this castle in the hopes that people will remember my clutch as the castle finders.
Corey, Steven is praying
Yeah, to Gale.
to explore the castle.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
It's a 3 and a 5.
The moon seems fuller for a moment, like a breast. At least this is what Steven says to the others, which don't seem quite as convinced. But the moonlight does seem to break through the tree cover to outline a clear door that leads into the depths of this dilapidated castle.
The thrush knocks.
And that's from your 5, your victory. However, there's also something bad. You definitely saw something slink into the darkness, briefly illuminated by the moonlight. Somebody's going to have to go down into the castle dungeon.
I volunteer.
Okay.
Robert advances, though his body is twisted in pain. Todd, roll a d6.
That's a 3.
Since this is the third something bad roll in a row, the first one applied a -1. That was Austin's. Then Corey's applied another -1. And so Todd's roll is at a -2. So Todd rolled a 1.
Oh.
With a scream and a burp, Robert is never heard from again, though parts of his skull are vomited some moments later out of the depths of the castle. Todd, introduce us to your new goblin.
My next goblin is Bob. He measures things.
Gotcha.
Yes, we can.
So the castle remains unexplored. It must be explored. Or you could move on to a different location for your goblin old folks home.
Oh, no, I think this needs to be it. If we use the remnants of this old castle, we can build an old folks' home out of the walls that are already here and save ourselves some time on construction.
Hey, Bob, how long is this thing?
It's very large, and by my calculations, it looks like we could probably fit 2 goblins in here.
That works for me. I'm going to head downstairs.
Perfect, that's as many as we are.
Yeet descends into the darkness.
Shovel at the ready.
Roll your dice.
Okay. That's a 6 and a 1.
The sounds of combat are quite loud and go on giving Yeet's physical capabilities for a surprisingly long time. 3.5 seconds.
Ow!
Before you hear the sweet splatter of blood against the cold stone walls of the castle. But after that final sustenance, the bar guest that had been laying there comes out, roars at you, and runs away into the forest. The castle is now clear, and Yeet is dead.
Oh.
Oh, by my calculations, it looks like Yeet left a blood spray approximately 12 inches high.
Now we can fit like 5 of us in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's called math.
With the castle cleared, the goblins begin to move in, explore its more distant environs. But not long thereafter, the next morning in fact, a local wildlife delegation has gathered in the rafters above. Squirrels, owls, one entirely out-of-place parakeet, and a hefty badger are all waiting to attend the goblins.
I've seen this before. These are all different breeds of squirrels. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think I should be the one to be the spokesperson for the group. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll just...
All right.
Bob's out.
Bob is asleep.
All right. We're the beast friends in Squirrel Bait. I will speak with them through the words of Gale.
And what would you like me to do?
Die.
Probably. So that's my next goblin in my clutch. His name is Bailiwick. And his feature is pomade.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. So Stephen is going to approach the delegation of animals and try to parlay with them.
They all watch Steven very carefully. None of them hiss or make any aggressive moves. The badger, well, I mean, it's a badger. It does not look happy.
May the soft underboob lint of Gale protect me. Greetings! It's me, Steven. Gale is who I worship. Pretty sure you guys know her. Anyway, come down here, you'll get pets and robins, belly scratches. Yeah.
Corey, you could roll your dice.
Okay.
Do you have any particular goblin abilities that would apply?
I mean, is Beast Friend applicable here?
No, that's your dream. You're not good at it.
Oh, okay, I see.
These heathen beasts definitely do not worship Gale.
But your expertise is what?
The opossum technique, which I don't think really applies because that would be playing dead.
Yeah, might not get a lot of great negotiation.
Not playing alive.
Bob's already doing that. Unwittingly.
Okay, so I guess not really.
D6.
That's a 1.
Glory be.
Initially, things seem to be going well.
Yeah.
The animals approach, one at a time, sniff Steven, and then retreat. But then it comes time for the parakeet. It squawks loudly, lunges at Steven, its fierce bird talons gripping through his eye sockets to clutch at his skull, and it carries him away into the trees.
Yeah. Oh, he's biting the left one.
Fortunately, it disembowels him as it flies over the castle, so his entrails decorate the upper levels. Steven is dead.
God damn.
The other animals await a new diplomat.
Well, definitely sounds like it's time for Kevin. He's the cocky one.
Oh, this will go great.
Yeah, what a fools. K-Dog in the mix. Yeah. Give us your shit. Give us your house. We'll party. I've got Echo the Dolphin on N64. I'll let you guys play it with me. Yeah.
You can have an extra die because he mentioned Echo the Dolphin.
It's a good game. It's a 1 and a 6.
Yeah.
I prefer the Sega version myself.
You're an altered beast.
The badger is mollified. The idea of playing the N64 seems to appeal to him. So he gives Kevin a nod of approval and then leaves.
Okay, so we've got the parakeet and the badger out of the way.
Yeah. The squirrels are pissed. Something about Kevin, nobody knows what, really drives them mad. More of them descend from the trees until there's a swarm, innumerable, mighty and furry in countenance, completely chew Kevin to the bone
Yeah.
in mere moments.
Is this because mine are simply perky?
No, it's because they hate N64. They've played Conker's Bad Fur Day.
It's like Piranha, but in midair. Kevin is dead.
Okay. I'm not sad to see Kevin go.
No.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But hey, you are one step closer to completing your negotiations with these woodland creatures.
Okay.
Okay, Bob wakes up.
Some of Kevin splattered on Bob.
Yeah.
And that roused him.
So is it the same animals still there? The
So-
parakeet and the badger are occupied.
They're satisfied.
Okay.
They accept the current attempt to change the status quo.
Only the squirrels need to be mollified at this point, right?
Right.
It's mostly squirrels. There's some owls and other birds that are looking on, but it's mostly squirrels.
Yeah,
If
they're-
the squirrels are brought to the table, the others will likely go along.
Yeah. Owls are the libertarians of the animal kingdom. They
really
really don't matter.
Yeah, they're super high right
Yeah,
now.
they'll vote, but who cares?
As long as you don't touch their house, they're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bob steps forward and he says, "Greetings, my woodland friends. I am Bob. I can measure things, and I assure you that if you let us build our old folks' home here at this castle, we will only take up 2 inches."
An interesting argument. Roll your dice.
4.
Something good. So the animals consider that something good. That sounds quite good. So the next roll will get a +1 to it. They're not convinced yet. The squirrels have yet to be brought fully over, but that's definitely better than what Kevin was trying to sell them.
Let me give it a try. So Bailiwick kind of saunters over. He clutches the shovel in his hand, and he stands looking around like the MC on a stage for a minute, looking around at all the squirrels.
Hundreds of squirrel eyes lock on him.
And then he takes the shovel and smacks one over the head. The same thing will happen to the rest of you unless you get it. Fall in line.
Well, it's an interesting approach, Cotton.
All right, so that's going to be 2 dice.
It's going to be 1.
With the shovel?
What, you think that helps you? Okay, take a second one.
Okay. A 6 and a 4.
So this does work. The squirrels fall in line. They run, shrieking, because Todd's something good made that 4 or 5. So you get an astounding victory and a victory. The squirrels have been negotiated with.
Ha!
Then you hear thump, thump, thump. Somewhere in the forest, a tree branch snaps. Thump. And coming through the woods is a drunk orc. Huge, hirsute, built like Conan the Barbarian, and hammered out of his mind to the point where he can barely walk. He stops, vomits into a squirrel den, washes them out, lumbers over to you guys.
So at this point, I'd like to introduce my next goblin, Carl.
All right,
He's tired.
I see.
His thing.
Yeah.
He walks up to the orc.
Yeah. Hello, friend.
I need a place to sleep, little one.
I'll spoon with you. I'm Tucker. I want to go to bed too.
You know, I could use a little nappy poo myself.
Yeah, more goblins. Goblins make the best beds.
Yeah, you can use Bob as a pillow.
And I'll sing you to sleep.
You can use me as a CPAP machine. And if you need to puke a little more, why not use my heirloom? It's a glory bucket.
This all very much appeals to the orc.
Okay.
So you can definitely get an extra die from your glory bucket.
Okay, thanks. It's a 5 and a 3.
So something bad and a victory. So the next roll is going to have a -1 applied to it because the orc's snoring reverberates through the castle. But he does drift off to sleep to Bailiwick's serenade. And he doesn't use Bob as a pillow long enough for Bob to be unable to escape before being crushed by the orc's giant skull.
Yeah.
But now the construction must begin in earnest. Goblins are not getting any younger, except for the ones that are immediately spawned out of the slime pits.
All right, squirrels, it's time to get to work. Beatings will commence until morale improves.
I think we should put a wall there. And he just points to a random spot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, towards Fantasy Mexico. Thank you, MAGA Goblin.
And I'm going to get started on building that wall right after I take a 15-minute break, get some shut-eye.
And Bailiwick is going to start digging a trench around the castle for protection.
All right.
Carl's going to lay down in that ditch.
That makes
I'm
sense.
tired.
Austin, you can roll your dice.
Okay. I guess I'm using my shovel, so this is going to be another 2d6.
Sure.
There's another 6 and another 1.
The enforced squirrel labor leads to the construction of a moat in rapid time. What Bailiwick didn't account for was the squirrel revolt.
Nah.
Hundreds of squirrels descend from the trees. Instead of shredding Bailiwick down to his constituent atoms, they simply bundle him and drag him before the orc, who rolls over and crushes him with his girth. Bailiwick is dead. But the moat is complete.
Is Carl okay since he's laying in the moat?
Yeah, Carl's fine.
Okay.
He floats.
All right.
What next?
Well, if this is going to be an old folks' home, we better start working on the buffet.
Oh, touche.
Yeah, let me measure out a spot over here.
Are the squirrels still on our side, or have they completely revolted and left?
That's unclear. Most of them seem to have retreated to the trees, though one or two are eyeing the remains of Bailiwick somewhat greedily. You feel like they cannot be counted on as a labor force.
My squirrel friends, you may devour our friend Bailiwick if you will help us create the buffet of the ageless.
You can attempt an appeal to
Okay.
their twisted nature.
Okay. Guess this is one die. I don't think the glory bucket's going to come in handy here.
No, that means nothing to squirrels.
Yeah, okay. That's a 3.
So that's something bad, so the next roll is going to have a -1 applied to it. The squirrels seem to be gathering in even greater numbers. This is not a good sign.
You know, if we're going to have a buffet in here and this is going to be an old folks' home, this orc is going to have to be extricated. I volunteer to take out the orc with my C-clamp of ruination. I will tighten it down over his nose and suffocate him.
Dear God. All right. You can get an extra die for your C-clamp. That's great use for it.
Yep.
This will be have a -1 applied to your highest die.
That's a 5 and a 1, so the 5 will become a 4. So it's a 4 and a 1.
So you will have a something good to the next roll, a +1. The one, of course, Bob dies because the orc wakes up and just smashes him repeatedly into the ground until he breaks into pieces like a broken china doll, though a much redder and wetter one. And then the orc, having sobered up, wanders back to the war camp. Bye, goblins!
Bye, friend.
See, you guys, this is not the way you persuade squirrels to help you and do what you want them to do. Everyone looks over, and the third goblin from the unnamed steps forward, named Tabitha, and her feature is bottle blonde.
Oh, nice.
So I think if we just try to be very sweet to them, they would help us. Don't you guys think?
Okay, sure. It's worth a shot. That is Goblin number 3. His name is Bobby.
I see.
Noticing a trend.
He likes to bite.
Are your goblins
Lord.
just the Kennedys?
No, they're named all variations of Robert in honor of Rob, who chose this game for us.
Nice. All right, Austin.
He's so going to fucking cancel his membership.
Austin, are you trying to placate the squirrels? Is that your...
Yeah, so this goblin kind of saunters forward with the air of a Disney princess waiting for birds to alight on her fingers.
Oh, no.
Come to me, my furry friends.
You do? Something good did just happen last time, so you get a +1 to your roll.
Oh, a +1. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'm using the shovel this time. So just one die. Oh, that's a 6.
Well, it can't get more gooder. But apparently the squirrels appreciate the Disney princess approach. They flock around Tabitha. They make her a brand new dress.
Yes, that's right.
You realize most of the new dress is made from some of the other goblins that died recently. But it does look nice. And the squirrels agree to rejoin the construction project.
Oh, look, I can see Kevin's labrae.
But still, there's much work to be done. The castle is nowhere near what it needs to be to serve as a goblin old folks' home.
Carl's going to work on the beds.
Oh, okay. Very important for old goblins.
Tired of laying in a ditch.
They're infirm.
I'm so tired. My front is so heavy.
And Tabitha just takes a bath in the moat.
Corey, roll your
Bed.
die for
Okay.
bed.
Can I use the opossum technique to make sure the beds are comfortable?
Sure.
Okay. Roll 2 die then. It's a 3 and a 1.
So something bad, -1 apply to the next roll. The very first bed that Carl constructs, he tests in the possum method, which means he simply collapses into it. For a moment, this seems to work well. The bed supports his weight, until it doesn't, and it snaps, closing on him like the steel jaws of some terrible beast. And you wonder, why the hell did Carl make the edges serrated? We'll never know,
Is to keep out predators.
because entirely too much of Carl has been broken and ruined by those serrated jaws of bed.
Ow, my everything.
Carl is dead.
Okay.
Deathbed.
So Bobby is working alongside the squirrel friends. They complete a task, and as they do so, the squirrel reaches out a paw to shake hands with Bobby, and Bobby takes it into his hand and bites it.
I thought you said this wasn't about the Kennedys.
I can't wait for Robert Jr. to show up with his fucking worm brain.
Right? he's the anti-vax goblin.
Yeah. All right.
This one's about to drive his car into the moat.
Roll your d6 for whatever this is.
He just bites.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Well, moment of weakness.
A 4.
So, mixed with something bad from Corey, this is another something bad. The squirrel reacts negatively. It runs.
Damn it.
The others begin to look suspiciously. Are these goblins carnivores? Have we traded one master for another more terrible yet?
You can't cancel me because this is just how my people greet you, and this is what we do.
Ah, you're such a barbarian. Hang on, I'll save this. Tabitha clears her throat, just goes, and chitters like a squirrel at these animals, trying to get them to come back.
Sure. It worked last time.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. 1d6.
What'd you get, Austin?
I got a 1.
The squirrels seem to be paying a lot of attention to Tabitha. The chittering, they respond. Many of them do. Your first indication that something is wrong is when the red dot appears on Tabitha's forehead.
Oh,
500 yards away, a squirrel sniper loads a full metal jacketed round into his rifle.
Oh, I regret trying to name our clutch the Merry Hills.
And many seconds later, most of Tabitha is splattered across one of the nearby trees.
Bobby's like, oh, back to work, and starts chewing a 2x4 in two.
Don't worry, I'll handle this one.
and the other goblin appears. This is Benjamin. His defining feature, he's into path magic, which is this world's version of street magic.
I see. I get it.
Yeah. So he walks up to the strongest squirrel in the bunch, which he assumes is leader.
Yeah.
You want to see a tricking?
This squirrel, standing about 5'4", solid 280,
Dear Lord.
smoking a cigarette, looks down at the goblin and nods.
All right. Got your nose.
And he grabs him by the face and just starts pulling and yanking so
Okay.
hard.
All right.
It's magic. Yeah.
And I don't think I have anything to help with
No,
this.
I don't think so. I feel like no.
It's a poor character. That's a 2.
The power of Christ compels you. No, Gale, I'm sorry.
The squirrel does not react well to being grabbed by the nuzzle. He snaps at Benjamin and then begins punching him repeatedly in the breasts
Ow!
till they're bruised and lumpy.
Ah, my areolas.
Then he kicks him right in the testicles
No, my bottom boobs.
and pushes Benjamin back into the construction site.
Oh,
Finally, the squirrel departs after mentioning that he's going to lodge this as a complaint with his union rep.
God damn it. Ta-da!
So is he dead or?
No, he's injured.
Okay, he's all fucked
It was
up.
just an injury.
Gotcha. Now, Colin, what does Lucky Ear do again?
Oh, you can re-roll with
Oh, okay.
Lucky Ear,
Oh, yeah.
but you've got to lose an ear.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I don't care what they say. I love that trick. And here comes one of the new goblins from the unnamed clutch. His name's Grunk, and his feature is cat.
No?
He has a cat.
Oh,
wow.
Got it. Yeah.
He just keeps it in his arms, petting it like Blofeld.
Bobby speaks up and says, "Hey, I can do a trick like that too." And he goes up to the closest squirrel and bites him on the nose.
I'm sure this will go as well as it did previously.
Well, earlier, Austin's dead goblin beating them senselessly helped. So
Yeah.
That's a 1.
The sniper loads another round.
Lord.
This time he shoots through Bobby's stomach. It takes him 7 hours to die.
Oh, Lord.
He is the oldest goblin ever.
Bobby dies chewing on his own intestines.
Oh, God.
Oh, good Lord. Bobby is dead.
If you're going to go out, you better go out on a full stomach.
How many goblins do you guys have left among each of you?
I have one after this one.
I'm on number 4, but he's hurt.
I have 2 left, one of which I'm getting ready to introduce, so 1 after that.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so we're all on the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
I have 2 sprained areolas.
Noted. Throughout the rest of the next day, the sniper fire grows more intense. Eventually, you're all bunkered down in the basement of the castle, wondering how you're going to get out of this. Before, none of you had even heard of a Kalashnikov.
Let me try once more. I will distract this sniper with my magics. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Benjamin walks out into the open and screams,
Dracaris!
and throws 2 handfuls of glitter into the air. Hopefully the reflections off the sun will blind the sniper.
We'll see.
Okay.
Oh, he's injured, so I'm going to say he's got a -1 to his rolls forever.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's a 3, so a 2.
He's injured again.
Oh, no.
The first bullet takes out his knee. It goes down, completely blowing the leg off below that part. But he's still alive, covered in glitter and blood, out in the open space around the castle, just beyond the moat.
Okay, so now Benjamin's going to walk around like Yeet did on his hands, except he's going to use his big naturals to walk around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flop around.
Grunk is going to take advantage of the distraction while the squirrel is shooting at Benjamin, and he's going to sneak around the edge of the trees. He's going to toss his cat onto the squirrel.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, this is not the first time I've said this on this show, but stop shooting at my magician. He tosses the cat.
Yeah, you can have an extra die for the cat.
Cool. 2d6. It's a 6 and a 4.
Now, but before we go any further with this game, Kyle, the cat cannot die, right?
No.
I don't want to keep playing.
No.
Okay.
No, the cat eviscerates the squirrel sniper.
Cool.
Later, you see the cat batting around the squirrel's head like a toy. This also further reinforces your hegemony among the squirrels. So the next roll gets a +1. And that's a victory as well.
Squirrel friends, hello. My name is Robbie. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. I'm going to take a little break, and would a couple of you mind coming over here and giving me some scratches, please? This is Robbie the Goblin. His defining feature is he has contact dermatitis.
Okay. Got it. So he's part horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
75% horse.
Right.
All right, that's a solid D6, I believe.
Yeah. That's a 1, Kyle.
I will say, Todd, we still all have our lucky ear left.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
you can re-roll.
I don't like Robbie.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, something good had just happened on Austin's roll, so you get a +1 to that. So
Oh,
it's a
okay.
2. So he's only horribly injured by the squirrel claws.
It did not account for that. He just wanted
Yeah.
some scratches.
That rake through his contact dermatitis far too deeply, like dwarves in Moria.
He's just covered in, like, bleeding scabs and open sores.
Yeah. They call the water around his anus the Balrog.
Lord.
It burns. Robbie is injured. You guys only need one more victory to complete your quest.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
Yeah, to build the Goblin Old Folks Home.
Well, Benjamin's going to bother people.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a path magician.
Yeah. And he's missing part of his leg and...
Well, he sees it as levity and like morale building
Ah.
to the squirrels and other goblins.
I see.
So he saunters up on his naturals
Okay.
and starts like sticking his thumb in people's ear. He thinks that's magic.
Can't hear nothing anymore, can you? Magic. Meow.
It's a 3. Oh wait, he has a -2.
Yeah.
Good God.
He's horribly maimed. Yeah, that's a 1.
So really, it's the other goblins that immediately take offense to this. And Benjamin, like most street magicians, is beaten to death.
That's how David Blaine died.
Gronk looms over the chaos and leans in, whispering into the ear of his cat, "Quickly, Cataract, finish him."
Meanwhile, Robbie is over in a corner and he's been like scratching his arms and his chest and his legs into a bucket, and then he takes he basically is using his scabs and his deteriorating skin to make a drywall, except it's like a skin wall. He's like,
okay.
"Fellas, look what I have created using my own body."
Hey, let me help you guys. Yep.
Oh my God.
My final goblin, Curly, enters. Curly's thing is he licks surfaces.
Yep.
Oh, this place needs now's a good spit shine. Yeah.
So Todd, you can roll for your terrible drywall, and you can have a bonus die from Curly's
Licking.
licking.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, it's gotta be moist when you put it up.
Yeah,
it's gotta
goblins.
stick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm injured, so that's a -1, so that's gonna be a 4 and a 3.
So something good, something bad. We'll say those cancel out. The drywall goes up, and it makes a beautiful wall that is also, unfortunately, terribly infectious to anything standing within a few feet of it.
Yeah.
Not even flies can land on it. We think that's because of Curly.
Yeah.
Like all good nursing homes, this one needs a cat that roams around and lays on the bed of the people that are about to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is going to be happening a lot.
Yeah. So Gronk stands up, still very much shattered second floor balcony of this castle, and makes an attempt to kind of christen the nursing home by releasing the cat into the building.
Oh, I thought you were going to hit it with like a bottle of, bottle of champagne against a hole.
I dub the.
That's how they open nursing homes in Idaho.
Flog a dead cat against it.
No, not a dead one. It's
It
Idaho.
is after they're done. But
Ah.
with dear old Cataract here, I declare this nursing home open.
Hold on a second. That cat's filthy. Let me clean her up. Fluff, fluff.
How is your worst goblin the last one? I mean,
I was hoping it wouldn't get to Curly.
it's appropriate to be, I guess, that it's the worst one. Austin, you can have an extra die from Curly.
Okay. That's a 3 and a 6.
So that's a victory. Somehow, Curly gets away with only a slightly lacerated tongue from the cat.
Yeah.
And the nursing home, the goblin old folks home, as it were, opens on time and then explodes the next day. The end.
Oh.
Those were the best 24 hours in those goblins' lives, though.
So, Corey, you used all of yours.
Yeah.
Todd, you and I still had one remaining, right?
Yes, I did.
My last one that I didn't get to use was named Boofer.
Good
And
goblin
his
name.
feature was Barks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mine was named Rob.
Okay.
He was very gassy.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. We did save the shittiest wins for last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Thanks again, Rob, for suggesting that to us.
Yeah, that's a great honestly, a great improvisational exercise.
It'd be a really good party game.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Very
Like,
rules light, just very straightforward, simple.
yeah, if you want to get hammered and play a game, I think this is the one.
It would
for
go
sure.
off the rails in a great way.
Right. If you're having a really shitty bachelor party, play this. Yeah.
Or watch the original Left Behind.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Kirk Cameron.
Of course.
I'm really enjoying the Rowan Rook and Deckard games. That's only the second one we played, but they've all been very fucking unique.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to play some of their other stuff for sure.
We definitely are. And fast to play and pretty rules light, but usually interesting in a number of ways.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about it making a great party game. I mean, it would really lend itself to actually being a drinking game. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
Oh, God.
could very easily turn this into a drinking game.
Absolutely.
All games are drinking games. When you got a problem.
That's right.
All drinks are games.
I have fun. Oh man, I'm sad.
Hey there, Corey. What are you playing? It's called Tic Tac Shot.
Oh, sip,
Drink
sad.
less, yeah,
Yeah.
It's called Sorry.
No, it's the next day's game.
They go down the list.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody listening to this fucking nonsense.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
We appreciate all your reviews, all your engagement, all your posts.
Yeah, especially thank you to our Patreons. Like I said, this was suggested on our Patreon Discord. If you guys want to join us on there, it's available to every level of our Patreon.
Yep.
Yep, doesn't have to be like a $30 thing that we don't even have, but doesn't have to be any kind of specific monetary amount.
Yeah. You just join our Patreon, you get it.
Yeah, but if you don't have to, we just appreciate the listens, period.
That's right. I mean, because let's be honest, we'd still be doing this if nobody was listening. Because friendship.
No, my wife said I couldn't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
She said if you get down to 0 listeners, you have to quit.
Good, okay.
But one thing we would still be doing is rolling our fabulous Norse Foundry dice.
That's
NorseFoundry.com. Go there and get dice. They have all.
Why are we not in the head of their marketing department?
I don't know. You like D6s, D4s, D20s, yes, they've got them. And when you place your order at the checkout, enter promo code CHAM. That's CHAM to receive the 10% Bastard Quest discount off of your order. That's NorseFoundry.com.
Yeah, buddy.
Also, thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
Pay no attention to our callous references to alcoholism. Barrel and Bond.
Yeah, drink'ems. A little sip makes the pain go away, I'll tell you that.
They do have a restroom for goblins.
Do not lick it.
If you think the bourbon tastes like water, it's either cheap or you have a problem.
Oh, you mean my juice?
Thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.